guys, and welcome back to the seventh aspect. My name is Siggi, and I'm joined by Gary.
Thanks for joining us today. It's great to have you with us. Here we have episode 4 of our Showcase Showdown, the tournament where we're pitting all the Spark of Rebellion leaders against each other. Sticky, these two leaders are not currently in our top 16 bracket. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yep, so there are 18 leaders in the first set, Spark of Rebellion, and we needed to create two wildcard matches. And this is the wildcard match that will advance into the bracket and face Boba Fett in the round of 16.
Excellent. So one of these guys is going to play against Boba in the next round.
Yeah.
So here we've got IG and Chewie, as Siggy says, two of our wildcard leaders. So maybe, it's going to be a super interesting match. We've got lists here today. The Outmaneuver have provided us with a list for IG, and the Chewie list is by Sarna, who took this list to the top 8 in the Polish Nationals earlier this year. So whilst these are not maybe the top seeded leaders, I'm pretty excited. I think both of these leaders are cool and have a lot of potential for the future.
Yep, I agree. Let's play Unlimited. So here we are at the gaming table, about to toss our chance cube to see who has the initiative. I'm the red player and I win the initiative. So we're drawing our opening hands. Do you fancy yours, Gary?
Well, I think that there's not enough early plays here. I need to delay to late game, and I had lots of late game cards there. So I've decided to take a mulligan, and then I get a better hand, but I've got a difficult decision. So I've got some nice early plays. Mon Mothma, R2, they can help me set up. Even Battlefield Marine is great with Chewie's Sentinel ability. But I don't know what to resource. I think make an opening is an easy resource option. It's not the most useful, but U-Wing is key to this deck late game. So I'm thinking, do I keep the U-Wing? And I decide I'm going to keep the takedown because I can use it on turn 3 to help me get to the late game where hopefully I'll find it another U-Wing or some big late game cards later on. How about you, Sig?
Yeah, I thought I had a good opening hand. After also on the first turn, I can play a strong space unit on the second turn, and I have a tie to so I can get multiple units on the board to activate IG's ability.
Excellent. So I play Mon Mothma on my turn 1, and my U-Wing plans are immediately
Oh,
ruined.
so all your U-wings are
I,
kind of gone.
I've resourced a U-Wing. Mon Mothma allows me to grab a Rebel unit, and now my last 2 U-Wings are on the bottom of my deck.
Yeah. So do
I
you
can't
think?
believe it. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's rough. Uh, maybe the game needs some sort of a shuffle effect to 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 make this. This is the chance you run when running these surge effects.
Sure. I guess that makes sense. And in this Chewie deck, like there are other late games plays. It's not like U-Wing is the only option, but it's definitely a very, very strong one and one which I was looking forward to finding.
Yeah,
So I guess we'll see what happens. Um,
it's a bit rough. Yeah,
yeah. Out comes the Scout, which hits for 4, which is really, really strong for a free drop. R2 comes out with Chewie's Sentinel for the round, so if Ozzel wants to attack, he's going to have to hit R2. And R2 lets me.
see another R2.
Yeah, so I decide I don't need 2 R2s, so I pop that one at the bottom of the deck. Probably somewhere close to all of those U-Wings that are down there,
Yep,
and we'll be able to search for something else next turn.
yep. Also has no chance but to run into IG
R2, R2.
R2s. Yep.
And then a Battlefield Marine comes out. So I'm feeling quite strong, even without the U-Wings. I'm feeling quite strong at this point because IG likes to have board dominance, right? He needs more units for his ability. So at least I've got a few low-cost, high-health units out, which are going to be tough for you to take down. And hopefully you won't get too many raids early on.
Yeah, I feel it can be hard uh, to get the unit advantage to turn on IG's ability. I think that's one of the reasons he's not a very popular leader.
I think also for me, like that really depends on the matchup, right? Against aggro decks who are trying to play loads of units, it's going to struggle. Against control decks who don't play many units, IG is going to have a field day, right?
Yeah, that's possible. Uh, this is also the first deck we play in the series, which has only a single aspect. Well,
Yeah, nice.
obviously it's
IG
a villainy, but yeah, double red.
double red, yeah.
Putting a dent in my plans there with a big sentinel stopping the Darwinged scout hitting the base.
Yeah, we're just trying to get in the way of that early base damage. So I guess that's the plan for Chewie. Hold off, use your bodies, human shields, get in the way, and try and delay until late game until you can play something like a U-wing, or in this instance, something different. But yeah, we're
Yep,
still trying to delay to late game, uh, and not let IG have board dominance.
yep.
Saw Gerrera, interesting. So a double red card here, Siggy. Can you remind us what Saw Gerrera's ability does?
Yeah, so Gorara's ability is if you play if you the opponent plays an event, you take 2 damage to your base. So
Absolutely
it's
savage.
it can be. And here you can see you have 3 units. I have 1. IG is nowhere near activating his ability.
But also 2 aggression in hand, which I think seems pretty cool.
Yeah, but I think the best thing that the aggression can do is obviously do 4 damage and then ready a unit. But I have no units on the board that I can ready because they have to have power 3 or less,
Right,
or
right, right,
cost
right.
3 or less. Power 3 or less. Yeah. I decide to run Sorcerer into the base.
Yeah, for a big 5 damage, which is cool. I then bring a Fleet Lieutenant out with Chewie Sentinel, just to try and get in the way if anything else comes out. And I was doing some maths here. I had miscalculated. I thought that I might be able to take Saw Gerrera down, but I can't. So instead, I just hit 5 into base with the Battlefield Marine, and out comes a TIE Fighter.
Yeah. Well, you could have taken Sorcerer out with Battlefield Marine because you get a
Mm.
+2 from the Fleet Lieutenant.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I decided damage to base would be more
Yeah.
valuable at this point. With you playing Tarkin Town, again, a base which we've spoken about before, and we think it's very, very strong. I want to take the most of its downside, which is that
Yeah.
5 less HP. So I'm trying to push that.
So aggression takes down the Battlefleet Marine, and the red is the TIE Fighter to take down your Sentinel. Outcomes IG. One of IG's main problems, I think, is his very low health. He can be taken down before he gets to attack. But in this case, I bring him out after you've already claimed, so at least he gets his turn in. And then I
Yeah,
decide
we
to target down Mon Mothma just because he can kill IG.
and now my strong board state is completely gone. You've taken the advantage there. But yeah, I think we both agree one of IG's biggest downsides is that low health, right? He's susceptible to cards like takedown and just general damage. Like he's easy to take off the board.
Yeah,
So tricky to play him well, I think.
absolutely.
But a strong board state for you here, Siggy. That's got to make you feel good, right?
Yep, Akbar kills IG though, and with the Sentinel I can't run Saw into the base.
Yeah, so a tricky little play from me there. I think in general, Akbar is popular play when there's lots of units on the board for lots of damage. But here, just himself being 1 unit and enough to take IG out for me was definitely worth the Akbar play just to get IG off the board.
Yeah, and you save 5 damage to your base uh,
Hmm.
with him being a Sentinel. So
And the raid.
we can see Chewie's ability working again and again and again, while IG hasn't used his once.
Yeah, exactly. And this low attack, high health units like R2D2, Admiral Akbar,
Yep.
Mon Mothma, these kind of units, Chewie pairs perfectly with them just for his delay tactics to get to late game.
To get to the U-wings that are at the bottom of your deck.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. Or hopefully something else. We'll see. At the moment, as you can see in my hand, I don't have any big units, but I'm hoping to find something soon. I do play a Star Viper, so if I have Initiative, I'll be able to do a bit of restore. Again, help that game reach late game. But here comes a fallen lightsaber on a fifth brother, which was pretty scary.
Yep, he can do now 6 damage on the attack to a unit, for example.
Huge. Also with the option to damage himself for +1, you know.
Yep.
So he can do a lot. He can do a lot of damage. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way. As you can see, I've got a takedown in hand. Because of the Akbar play, I was saving the takedown for IG, but I don't need to use the takedown on IG. He's gone now. So I'm trying to figure out, is there a way I can get fifth brother below 5 HP to then take him down? That was my thought process at this point.
Yeah.
But Saw Gerrera is still on the table, meaning I would have to take damage if I want to play an event. So I'm trying to figure out, should I try and deal with Saw first or fifth brother first? I don't know what the right answer is, but we need to get one of them gone.
Yeah, and I think you do 100% the correct play here, bringing a Chewie. If I attack into him, he'll become a monster because I can't kill him.
And he obviously has grit, which we haven't spoken about yet, so he'll do increased damage based on the damage that he's taken.
Yeah. And his
And I think,
Sentinel.
yeah, so he's just a big, chunky walking carpet. He's in the way. I think if Fifth Brother had a little bit more damage potential and could kill shot Chewie, I wouldn't have brought him out, but I decided to bring him out at this stage. And he's then taken damage from the Ruthless Raider. That's right.
Yep.
2 damage into base and 2 damage into Chewie. So he swings for 4. I'm trying to figure out what to do here. Again, like I said, I was considering trying to put some damage into Fifth Brother so that I could take him down. But now that Chewie's got 2 damage on him, I potentially have the kill shot on Saw Gerrera. So it's a difficult decision for me, and I'm trying to figure out which way to go with it.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Also, Chewbacca Sentinel. If you kill Saw Gerrera, and then you'll become big enough to so that if I run the fifth brother into you, the fifth brother will die.
Absolutely. As he attacks, he'll take the damage
Yeah.
back and die. But you instead choose to take initiative, Siggy.
I have the aggression in hand to deal with Chewie, so my thinking is just take the initiative, and it also turns off your Star Viper heal.
Yeah, the restore disappears because I don't have initiative anymore. So well
Yeah.
played. But I do another 3 damage into base.
Yeah. But it also leaves you with all the resources left to rain free. Put a lot of.
Yeah, true. And then I do this ambush into Fifth Brother, which puts him into takedown range. So and now that Saw Gerrera's off the board, if I did play takedown, I wouldn't have to pay the additional cost of 2 damage. And the Skirmisher survives on 1 HP behind Chewie's Sentinel. So I felt like that was decent play. And then we finished the turn.
Yeah, here because of the Jedi lightsaber, I can actually attack Chewbacca and kill him and do 1 damage with the lightsaber to
the fallen lightsaber. Yeah. So it does 1 damage to every ground unit after an attack. So the Skirmisher will die as well if you attack Chewie, which I think you do. Is that right, Sig?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Should I use the aggression? But I just want to take out both guys.
Sure. And Fifth Brother dies at the same time. So all of that thinking I was doing about trying to take him down isn't relevant anymore. But Chewie's now off the board. Skirmisher's off the board.
I'm once again in a place where I have a little better board state, but I've only 10 damage left on my target arm, so.
And I think I've done quite well to keep the damage on my Echo base low enough for a strong end game. Like even if you can start piling on some damage now, hopefully I've bought enough time to power my last 5, 6, 7 damage through.
Yeah, and
Ruthless Raider takes out the Star Viper.
Yeah, I feel like I'm forced into clearing your board because my base is so low. And out comes another Sentinel stopping my space adventures.
Another Bright Hope, which sometimes can also be used to ping those ground units back. We were talking about Mon Mothma, R2D2, those kind of guys. So if they have taken damage, Bright Hope can bring them back to hand, and then they can come back out for not too much.
Yep.
And the Ruthless Raider, having hit the Sentinel took damage, so I could then take that down. But the second Ruthless Raider comes out and then gains Saboteur and +1/+1.
Yep.
So a couple more damage into base and a couple damage into home into Bright Hope there. And then on this next turn, I've managed to draw a home 1, which I'm really happy to see. Obviously, we know there's no U-Wings coming, but a big home 1 feels like a super strong play to me at this point, and I was really happy to see it. So I'll
Yep.
just bring it out straight away.
Home 1 into Fleet Lieutenant into 5 damage to the base. That is already very low.
Yeah.
That hurt.
It's a pretty big turn for me there. I had a look through the discard pile and I remembered there was a Fleet Lieutenant in there. So yeah, as you say, he comes out for 3 and this then hits for 5. So we're close to a kill shot.
Yep.
And whilst you have a lot of resources up, the board state that IG wants isn't there right now.
Yeah, and I do a bit of a almost play here. I can play the Partisan to deal with the Fleet Lieutenant, and I can kill home 1, but I have to survive the Bright Hope because now I can play aggression, 2 damage to home 1, and ready my Partisan.
Excellent.
And then because I have another red unit, the Partisan
he gets raid 2, does he?
2, yeah.
So he just takes out the Fleet Lieutenant, and then Ruthless Raider takes out home 1.
Yep.
Um,
And suddenly I have a glimmer of a hope, but as we can see, you just drew the kill shot in the Fleet
unfortunately,
Lieutenant.
yeah, I drew another Fleet Lieutenant who, surprisingly, from my perspective, seems to have been a bit of a MVP in this game.
Yeah, it looks like it. The Bright Hope play, Fleet Lieutenant play was very good, and this is the third Fleet Lieutenant you've played. It has huge impact on the game.
Absolutely. So although we lost all of the U-Wings in turn 2, we managed to find a way to push 25 damage through before you could push enough back the other way.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well played, Gary. So Chewie advances into the bracket and will face Boba in our next episode.
Probably a very different game than playing against IG, but yeah, agreed. I'm super looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.
Thanks for watching The Seventh Aspect.